Cassie testifying in the upcoming Diddy trial, all right? As you guys know, Diddy is set to go to trial next month up there in New York. Right now, he's currently being held at the Brooklyn MDC.
High-profile music mogul like Diddy faces damning allegations. The world watches, but no one expected this level of revelation. Cassie's explosive testimony has sent shockwaves through the industry, leaving fans and insiders questioning everything they thought they knew.
Number one, Cassie was his longtime girlfriend, aka slave. Number two, Cassie had evidence.
In a stunning turn of events, singer and former bad boy artist Cassie has come forward with a testimony that could shake the very foundation of Sean Diddy Combs' empire. Her claims, detailed and deeply personal, paint a disturbing picture of life behind the glitz and glamour of the music industry. As legal teams gear up and the public demands answers, one question looms large. Will Cassie's shocking revelations finally bring Diddy down for good? Let's break down what we know so far and what this could mean for one of hip-hop's most powerful figures.
Cassie had videotapes and pictures and emails. Unlike three other alleged victims who have requested their identities be kept private,
Cassie Ventura wasn't just Diddy's longtime girlfriend. She's now the key witness with a mountain of evidence that could completely end his career and legacy. While other accusers, listed only as victims 2, 3, and 4, have chosen to remain anonymous, Cassie's coming in with videotapes, explosive photos, and damning emails that could seal Diddy's fate once and for all. But listen to this. In the jaw-dropping court filings, prosecutors reveal that there are 4 total victims, and the only one publicly named? Cassandra Ventura! That's right, Cassie herself is victim 1. This isn't just a headline-grabbing court case, this is a full-blown reckoning. The reason this is happening? Cassie's bold decision to go public while others stay anonymous has turned this case into a meteor showdown. With irrefutable proof and first-hand accounts, could she finally deliver the blow that brings down one of the most powerful men in hip-hop? Stay tuned because this story is far from over.
To avoid harassment and retaliation. In this court case, we got victims 1, 2, 3, and 4. We know victim 1 is Cassie, aka Cassandra Ventura. All right?
This is bigger than anyone realized. Sean Diddy Combs isn't just facing a few conspiracy charges. He's being accused of orchestrating a full-blown criminal enterprise that could put him behind bars for decades. This isn't just a celebrity scandal, it's shaping up to be one of the biggest takedowns in entertainment history. But here's where it gets even darker. In a military-style raid, federal agents stormed Diddy's multi-million-dollar mansions in both LA and Miami, tearing through his homes and seizing phones, hard drives, and even classified documents. What are they looking for? Sources close to the investigation claim authorities are uncovering a global web of trafficking, bribery, and unthinkable crimes that could stretch across continents. And it gets worse. Following the raids, Diddy was taken into custody and transported to MDC Brooklyn, a notorious federal facility that once held El Chapo and Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, he's reportedly on suicide watch, locked away in a concrete isolation cell under 24/7 surveillance. No luxury, no power, just cold steel and the weight of a collapsing empire. Is this the final chapter in Diddy's reign, or just the beginning of a deeper, darker story?
Prosecutors recently revealed the names of the anonymous accusers to Diddy's legal team. Also, Diddy knows who the victims are. Got it.
Cassie's involvement in the Sean Diddy Combs saga has already set the internet on fire, especially after a shock hotel surveillance video pulled straight from the indictment surfaced and left jaws on the floor. Legal documents officially name her as victim 1, but what's really turning heads? Cassie isn't hiding in the shadows. She's stepping up to the stand under her own name. No fear, no filter, and no more silence. But here's the shocking twist. Cassie already tried to take Diddy down back in 2023. That year, she hit him with a bombshell civil lawsuit that was mysteriously settled in just a matter of days, and the rumor mill exploded with whispers of millions in hush money. So why is she back now? Because the feds aren't playing games anymore. That quiet settlement? It didn't stop prosecutors from digging deep and unearthing jaw-dropping secrets buried in Diddy's empire. While Diddy may have thought he could buy silence, Cassie's criminal testimony has the power to put him behind bars for life. But will that past settlement backfire? Legal experts say yes, that alleged hush money deal could now be used as evidence of guilt, proving Diddy tried to cover up serious crimes. What started as a civil case is now a full-on legal bloodbath, and Cassie might be the one holding the match. This isn't just a fight for justice, it's a fight for the truth.
Cassie's involvement was already publicly known due to a hotel surveillance video referenced in the indictment. The same video CNN previously released and then allegedly destroyed.
Hold on to your seats, because this is wild. Prosecutors are coming in hot, dropping bombshells and claiming they've got a mountain of evidence that could bury Sean Diddy Combs once and for all. And at the center of it all, a shocking hotel incident allegedly caught on video. A clip so explosive it's got the entire internet buzzing. But here's where it gets even crazier. Sources say this mysterious footage once landed in the hands of shady media outlets, only to mysteriously vanish without a trace. Now prosecutors are revealing they've tracked down the video through top-secret backdoor channels, and they're prepared to unleash it in court. Meanwhile, Diddy's legal team is in full-blown panic mode, scrambling to undermine the footage, claiming it's either twisted out of context or completely fake. But legal analysts aren't buying it. They're warning that when it comes to video evidence, juries don't play. A clear, undeniable clip can hit harder than any witness testimony, like a freight train with no brakes. So here's the big question. Is this the knockout punch that finally takes Diddy down? One thing's for sure, you need to see what happens next.
It looks like Cassie is planning to testify against Diddy at his trial, and it won't be anonymously. So she will be known as Victim 1, and then there will also be 3 other victims who want to remain anonymous.
The plot thickens, and the stakes are sky high, as the case against Sean Diddy Combs explodes into one of the most high-profile legal battles in recent memory. Victims 2, 3, and 4 remain in the shadows, begging the court to keep their identities secret. Cloaked in mystery, these 3 women are terrified for their safety, and it's no wonder why. When you're going up against a powerful mogul with money, influence, and reach, the fear is very real. But it gets crazier. In a jaw-dropping legal motion, prosecutors sounded the alarm, warning the court of a serious risk of harassment, intimidation, or even retaliation if these women's names were made public. With Diddy's deep pockets and elite connections, the threat isn't just hypothetical, it's chillingly possible. The court didn't hesitate. In a bold, protective move, the judge ruled that the women could testify as Jane does, allowing them to tell their stories without exposing themselves to public scrutiny or danger. It was seen as a major win for the prosecution and a step toward justice. But here's the twist. In March 2025, as part of the standard discovery process in criminal trials, prosecutors were forced to hand over the real names of victims 2, 3, and 4 to Diddy's legal team. While it's a routine legal requirement, it's also sparked serious concern behind the scenes. With the truth now in the hands of the defense, everyone's watching Diddy's next move and wondering, will these women's identities truly stay protected? Or is danger still lurking in the shadows? This case just got a whole lot more intense, and the world is watching.
Diddy does know who those 3 other people are, though, because prosecutors did give him this information last month.
Cassie Ventura is locked, loaded, and ready for battle, stepping into the courtroom with one mission: to slay Diddy with her unfiltered truth, no matter how dirty his legal team plays. Insiders close to Cassie reveal she's rehearsed every lie they'll throw at her, and she's got fireproof answers ready to detonate. But here's the killer move. Diddy's legal sharks are plotting to gut her credibility, planning to drag up her 2023 hush money settlement and poke holes in her past statements to frame her as a money-hungry opportunist. But Cassie, she's already 10 steps ahead. Armed with meticulous timelines, rock-solid witnesses, and never-before-seen receipts, she's ready to crush the cash grab narrative like a wrecking ball. Why is this so personal? Cassie's legal filings? Don't mince words. She's not here for a check. She's here for justice. One chilling line from her motion says it all. I'm not here for money. I'm here to bury him. And she means it. Sources say she's gone as far as to demand the courtroom stay open to the public, insisting that the world needs to witness the fall of Diddy's empire in real time. App Gallup's warning. A court insider dropped a nuclear quote that's making waves. If Diddy's team even touches her past, Cassie's got homicidal ambush testimony waiting. She's not a victim anymore. She's a predator. This isn't just a trial. It's an all-out legal war, and Cassie's coming for blood.
But even though the public doesn't know who they are, I fear for them still, because he knows who they are, and that doesn't mean that he won't get the word out there about who they are.
Diddy has vehemently maintained his innocence, standing firm behind a wall of carefully crafted statements issued by his PR team and high-powered defense attorneys. He insists that the allegations are completely unfounded, brushing off claims of physical abuse, coercion, and criminal conduct as exaggerated, misrepresented, or outright fabricated. His legal team has entered a formal plea of not guilty, framing the entire case as a strategic smear campaign aimed at destroying his reputation and dismantling his legacy. But here's where it gets wild. Despite his defiant stance, Sean Diddy Combs, once an untouchable titan of the music industry, now finds himself confined to a federal detention center. The man who once ruled red carpets, sold out arenas, and built a business empire is now pacing a concrete cell under round-the-clock surveillance. This shocking reversal of fortune highlights just how serious the charges are and how far he's fallen. From chart-topping mogul to federal inmate, the contrast is nothing short of surreal. The reason this is happening? Mounting evidence and explosive testimonies are piling up, directly contradicting Diddy's denials and painting a damning picture that prosecutors believe is impossible to ignore. As more receipts surface and more victims speak out, both fans and critics alike are left questioning not just Diddy's future, but everything they thought they knew about him. This isn't just a trial, it's a reckoning.
Right now, his trial is set to begin on May 5th, and he has pled not guilty and denied all allegations against him.
The music industry is in turmoil, scrambling to figure out how to navigate the firestorm surrounding Sean Diddy Combs. While some artists have publicly cut ties and condemned his alleged actions, others are urging caution, arguing it's premature to pass judgment before a conviction is secured. The result? A deeply divided public conversation around loyalty, accountability, and the ever-evolving role of cancel culture in an era where court cases play out as much in the media as in the courtroom. But the fallout doesn't stop there. Major corporate partners and global brands, once eager to align themselves with Diddy's star power, are now backpedaling fast. Endorsement deals have been frozen, contracts terminated, and partnerships quietly dissolved. In sharply worded statements, several companies cited strict zero-tolerance policies for misconduct, making it clear they're prioritizing brand reputation over loyalty to a once-celebrated mogul. This corporate exodus is more than PR damage control. It's a powerful signal of how quickly influence can evaporate. The allegations, even without a conviction, have already stripped Diddy of both his industry clout and the commercial empire he spent decades building. As sponsors flee and longtime allies go silent, the message is clear. In today's high-stakes cultural landscape, accusers can trigger irreversible consequences, financially, professionally, and socially, long before a verdict is ever read aloud in court.
Now, it's important to note that Cassie did originally sue him back in 2023, and they settled out of court within like a couple of days. But that's essentially when this all started, and it kind of just took a turn from there.
The trial is officially set to begin on May 5th, 2025, and with the countdown underway, speculation is mounting over what Diddy's next move will be. Legal analysts are deeply divided. Some believe his team may pursue a last-minute plea bargain if the evidence proves overwhelmingly damning, while others suggest Diddy might roll the dice in court, betting everything on the slim chance of swaying a jury. The stakes? Federal racketeering and trafficking charges, the kind that, if proven, can result in decades behind bars. For Diddy, once hailed as an untouchable icon in music and business, that reality now hangs dangerously close. But here's the dilemma. A plea deal might spare him the harshest sentence, but it would come at a devastating cost, an admission of guilt that would permanently stain his legacy and validate the very accusations he spent years denying. On the flip side, taking his chances at trial offers a glimmer of hope for exoneration, but also opens the door to life-altering consequences, including the possibility of never walking free again. It's a brutal crossroads between self-preservation and pride, made even more complex by the unforgiving nature of federal sentencing guidelines, which don't leave much room for leniency once a guilty verdict is handed down. As the clock ticks toward the trial date, this case has become more than a courtroom battle. It's a grim referendum on power, accountability, and the high cost of survival in the American justice system. Observers agree, whatever path Diddy takes, the ripple effects will stretch far beyond the courtroom, potentially redefining the legacy of a man who once seemed larger than life.
More and more people started coming out with their allegations, and it really doesn't seem like it has stopped since.
The upcoming trial is poised to become a defining moment for accountability in an industry long criticized for protecting its power players from the consequences of their actions. When May 5th, 2025 arrives, it won't just mark the beginning of a legal proceeding, it will ignite a media firestorm. Expect news vans, flashing cameras, and a mob of reporters crowding the courthouse steps, all ready to capture the spectacle of a fallen icon facing justice in real time. Legal experts are calling this case a litmus test, a high-stakes confrontation between celebrity status and the rule of law. The central question: in 2025, can fame and fortune still tip the scales of justice, or has the tide finally turned?
TMZ says they've reached out to both Cassie and Diddy, but they have not heard back from either one of them at this time.
But here's where it gets explosive. Inside the courtroom, the drama will be unlike anything the industry has ever seen. Diddy and Cassie, once collaborators, lovers, and industry darlings, will occupy the same space for the first time since the allegations rocked the public. The tension will be palpable, with every glance, pause, and testimony carrying the weight of unspoken history. Tabloids are already circling, but even seasoned legal analysts admit the emotional intensity of this confrontation could overshadow the courtroom's cold procedural nature. Meanwhile, outside the the courtroom, the battle is already raging. Despite the law's insistence on presumed innocence, public opinion has splintered into competing narratives, some defending the mogul's legacy, others demanding justice with unrelenting force. Social media leaks, speculation, and the cultural momentum of Me Too have turned this trial into more than a legal matter. It's a cultural reckoning. As the world watches, this trial will become a collision between legal strategy and human drama, between the courts of law and public opinion. And in the end, it may not just determine Diddy's fate, but redefine how high-profile misconduct cases are confronted, prosecuted, and remembered in the age of accountability. For Cassie, stepping forward as a named witness in one of the most high-profile cases of the decade is more than a legal move. It's a seismic act of defiance. In an industry where silence is often the price of survival, her decision to speak out publicly under her real name marks a profound shift. No longer a supporting figure in Diddy's larger-than-life narrative, Cassie has emerged as a pivotal force, reclaiming her voice in a trial that's being scrutinized on a global stage. Her testimony represents a rupture in the culture of silence that has long shielded the elite, and in doing so, she may have already begun to redefine her legacy, not just as an artist, but as a symbol of courage and resistance. But here's why this trial matters far beyond the courtroom walls. Legal analysts and activists agree the outcome could set a powerful precedent for how the justice system handles high-profile misconduct cases moving forward. A conviction could validate the voices of survivors and ignite a new wave of accountability, potentially encouraging others to come forward. But an acquittal could just as easily reinforce public skepticism, feeding into the belief that wealth, power, and celebrity still offer protection from consequence. Advocacy groups have already labeled the trial a referendum on the future of the Me Too movement, questioning whether that momentum can withstand today's fractured cultural and political landscape. In many ways, this case is testing the durability of public will. Will society continue to demand justice or retreat into cynicism when it proves elusive? The months ahead will determine far more than just a verdict. They will force a cultural reckoning over who gets believed, who gets protected, and what the true cost of fame really is. Whether Diddy walks free or Cassie's testimony becomes a catalyst for change, this trial has already carved its place in history, a stark, unflinching reminder that accountability may be delayed, but it's no longer so easily denied.